All right, we're live. Hooray. Hi, everyone. Bryna Haynes here. I'm so excited to be here for our first evolutionary conversation with Nicole Barham. And so, Nicole, I'm so happy to have connected with you, first of all. So we had like this serendipitous connection, having a conversation on somebody's random Facebook thread.
Yes.
And I loved what you had to say. So I started kind of like peeking, like, who is this lady? I really like her. And we ended up connecting and having such a great conversation. So I'm so excited, Nicole, to welcome you here. And I'm so excited for everyone to meet you.
Thank you so much, Bryna. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So before we get started with our conversation, just a couple of things, everyone. So if you need to click through the link that's here in the post, and also that was in our reminder to be able to have your comments show up on StreamYard. So if you want to ask Nicole any questions about abundance or anything that comes up in our conversation, just go ahead and click through on that link. And I'll also be monitoring from my phone because I've got all the tech going on today. So. As I knock my laptop off the pile of books that's supporting it because because tech difficulties, right?
Of course.
So anyway, let's get back to business. So Nicole, I'm so excited to introduce you. We're going to be talking today about abundance, but not necessarily maybe in the way that we often talk about abundance here at Evolutionaries. So this is really, really amazing information, you guys. And Nicole is the perfect person to share it. So Nicole's a finance coach, and I'm reading from my phone, who helps mompreneurs stay on top of their day-to-day finances. And she does that through finance tracking and budgeting. Nicole has over 20 years of combined experience in the accounting and finance field and has used the experience to start her own business. She holds a Bachelor of Business Administration degree in entrepreneurship and small business management. She's passionate about empowering and supporting mompreneurs to manage their finances so they can see where every dollar goes, make sound financial decisions, and have financial peace of mind. I love this. So we were having a conversation the other night, and we were talking about how a lot of times what happens when people talk about abundance is they think it's just kind of like, I'm going to just generate enough financial abundance that I never have to worry about it and I never have to pay attention to it. Yeah. And you actually have the opposite take. And so I'd love to hear, first of all, what does financial abundance mean to you? And second of all, how do you encourage people to relate differently to their money so that they can have a different financial experience?
Absolutely. Again, Bryna, thank you so much. We always think that there's alignment. The universe is just working for us. And I'm so happy that I connected with you and we're talking about this topic, because financial abundance for me is pretty simple. And I know in the abundance community, it's probably not what people think, but financial abundance for me is having lots of money. And some people will be like, oh my gosh, yeah, like millions, even billions of dollars. So that, because we can't be abundant in one area and not be financially abundant. Because if you have abundance in your life and you're worrying about money and you're worrying about paying the bills and you want to help change the world, but you're not able to because you don't have the money to do it, then you're not really fully abundant. And so I teach my clients to get really intimate with their money. And a lot of us, they say at least 58% of people have no idea how much goes out of their accounts. So think about that. If you have no idea where your money is going, then you have no relationship with your money. You're just spending whatever's in the account or covering with credit cards. And I was there. Like, I'm really talking from experience here, where I had no idea where my money was going. I was just spending, and then, oh, there's not enough to cover in my bank account. Let's use a credit card. And then I racked up so much credit card debt. And then when you're in that hole, it's so hard to feel abundant because you're always worrying about money. And so I flipped that script because, and also remember that my background is finance and accounting. So I know the benefits of staying on top of your money, budgeting, all of that, knowing where all your money goes. There's a saying that says, "Tell your money to where to go instead of wondering where it went." And a lot of us are wondering where it went. And so
Yeah.
my take on that was, to get myself out of this debt. And in order to just be in control and not have to worry about this thing, financial peace of mind is my brand, right? I want to have financial peace of mind, and I want you to have financial peace of mind because it takes away the stress of worrying about money, takes away from so many things because so much is connected to money. Like as soon as you open your eyes, the money starts working in your life, your bills, your rent or your mortgage, your car payment, the food that you eat, every single thing is attached to money. And I'm surprised that more of us are not really caring too much about money, you know. So that was my uh, idea of financial abundance, having lots of money to take care of yourself, your family, but also the wider community. Donate to charities that you love. Like there are times when I look at charities that I would be so, I would want to donate more money. I'm very passionate about educating girls, especially in developing countries. Like, if you can hear from my accent, I'm not American. I was born in Jamaica. I moved here in my 20s, 20 something years ago. So I'm very passionate about educating girls that are in poverty. And like, education is really the key to freedom. And I'm proof of that. And I want to help those some of those girls who are smart, and they don't have the opportunity. I want to give them that opportunity to get that education. That takes money. So much is money is so woven and intertwined in everyday life that we kind of have to start creating or start building that intimate relationship with our money in order to make changes in our lives and in the wider community.
Absolutely. This lesson keeps coming back around for me. So in my 20s, and some of you may not know this about me, but you guys know I'm an open book, so I'll share. I was in an unstable marriage relationship, my first marriage. And my way of feeling secure was to overspend. And I ended up in a situation where not only did I get divorced at 30 years old, but I also declared bankruptcy. And it was so eye-opening because I had been doing exactly, the sort of like highest possible level of exactly what you said, Nicole, is like just not paying attention, because I wanted my money to make me feel a certain way, but I wasn't giving it any love or attention in return. It was like,
Right.
it was a codependent relationship with money. And so this lesson has been cyclical for me in my life is, money is not something that we just get more of and just don't have to think about anymore. It's
Right.
really, we need to develop a relationship with it to do exactly what you said, to leverage our energy, because we only have so much time, we only have
Right.
so much energy, but we can have limitless amounts of money. And
Absolutely.
that's our leverage to do the good work that we want to do in the world. So can you
Yeah.
speak into that a little bit more?
Of course, because I've I see where don't especially now with Black Lives Matter and all that's happening around that, and I see large companies or people with a lot of money donating, right? That donating to the cause, and I've donated to the cause, but I'm also want to donate more, right? So then, if I had limitless amounts of money, can you imagine how much more I could have donated? I'm a part of, I don't have a charity in Jamaica, but there's a charity in Jamaica that actually helps the community. And I reached out to the person who's a former classmate of mine. And I said to her, I want to start paying tuition for some girls, because it's the girls' high school. I want to start paying some tuition. I want to start there. I want to do more, but I want to start there to pay their tuition if they're not able to pay. And we're working on, okay, how much is the tuition? And I'm going to donate 10% of my business income, and this is how much it's going to pay. So then imagine how many girls, say I can send 5 girls to school for 2020, for the 2020-2021 school year. Next year, I want to double that or triple that or quadruple, like as many as possible to get that opportunity. And so having the limitless amount of money makes you able to do a lot for your community and a lot for the world. So that's my take on financial abundance, just being able to just give so much. You don't have to keep it all for yourself. if you think
Absolutely.
if you think money is, I don't need all that money, I don't want to make it, make that money and give it to people who need it.
Exactly. And we think about reclaiming our personal power as part of our consciousness journey, of our manifestation journey. And we talk a lot in my communities about how your perception directs your energy and affects your reality. And I think that the thing that I always got mixed up on with my perception of how I dealt with money was about I had the happiest relationship with money when I didn't have to see it at all. When it just came in and went out and did its thing, it was like I was the worst teenager mama ever. Like, like money, you have a free pass to just do whatever you want. Just, be here for like family holidays and when I need you, like, no, you need to have like an actual hold on what's happening there. And I think that the conception is that when we have a challenging relationship with something, that we need to pay less attention to it. And I think what actually needs to happen is that we need to look deeper at that, right? We need to go to not maybe the root of the story, because sometimes it's helpful and sometimes that's not, but we need to see who we're being around money and then start being the kind of person that has a good relationship with money. So how do you encourage people to start that journey?
Well, I call, by the way, I call what you just said blissfully oblivious. Yeah. And or the proper term is the ostrich effect. So we don't want to look at our money, and we think if we don't look at it, the issues will disappear, right? And so I think that, first of all, just a few baby steps, because I don't want to, I liken starting to manage your finances to a diet. Like, you don't want to be eating burgers and fries today, and then tomorrow you're drinking wheatgrass juice, because by next week, you're going to be back to eating burgers and fries. Because that drastic change, like, your body is not, habits don't change so quickly, as most of you know. So baby steps would be, look at your bank account balance every morning when you wake up. Have that be a part of your morning habit or your morning routine. Know how much you're spending and where you're spending it, right? And that is very easy. And at the end, I'll tell you how I do that. There are a few apps out there that people connect with. I use Mint sometimes for my clients, for something else, but just something to keep you aware of what you're spending. Just awareness. You don't have to like start doing anything crazy. So look at your money every day. Excuse me. Know where you're spending. Just like, be intimate with your money. Start creating that relationship with your money by looking at it. Even just looking at it. You don't have to make any drastic changes right away. And then there's a simple tool that I created, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, I call it a plug and play tool. If you want to start your own, say, okay, I want to know how much I spend on groceries this month. How do I do that? I want to know how much I spend on, my discretionary spending, because people complain all the time. I have no idea where my money goes. As soon as it comes in, it goes out. Where does it go? You can start a little, just little day by day, few minutes, 5 minutes max a day. Start that habit, and you start where you are. Like, you don't have to go back and start looking over 3 months, your trend for 3 months. Just start right away. Just building that relationship with your money, and before you know it, you'll be on top of everything, knowing exactly where your money goes instead of wondering where it went. And you also are able to just grab your phone and take a look, and just making sound future decisions as well is also a part of starting, having that intimate relationship, saying, you know what, let me see how much I've spent so far, and then, make those decisions for yourself. You don't have to have this strict budget either, because I'm not a big believer in budget, at least initially, in budgets initially, but later on you can develop that, but just baby steps.
Absolutely. And I think, the key here is really understanding where you are, so that rather than have it be an unconscious flow in and out, that you're making conscious choices about what's happening. And I think just the awareness, like you said, the awareness alone often prompts us to make changes, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, so when it comes to manifesting and creating abundance, everyone, this is absolutely so essential that we just start paying attention.
Yes.
And so, Nicole, how can people get in touch with you? How can they work with you? How can they refer people who need you?
Of course. Well, my website is NicoleBarham.com. Very simple. And I have a lot of information on there. I also I connect with a lot of people, including you, Bryna, on Facebook. So,
yay, Facebook.
So it's facebook.com/NA Barham, because there are a few Nicole Barhams on there. So connect with me either on Facebook, through my website. And I also over there, and I just spoke to Bryna about this. I'm starting on July 1st, a 90-day money slay. So it's a 90-day money challenge, or just a challenge to get and stay on top of your finances. And it's 90 days because I spoke about the baby steps, not just jumping right in and creating a budget and restricting yourself and ramen noodles for the rest of your life, and tightening your belt. Because seriously, when people hear budgeting or staying on top of your finances, their mind instantly goes to restricting themselves, and so I am here to tell you, you can get on top of your money without restricting yourself. And a lot of my clients, what the recurring theme with all of my clients is that, because I'm more aware of my money, I'm more conscious with my spending. I don't just spend frivolously. I'm more aware, so I make sure that it kind of changes my habit, and they can't explain it, and I know what it is. But it changes their habit, and they're not like, just spending, because you're now able to see what's going on. And so it's the 90-day money slay. That's at my website, NicoleBarham.com. It starts on July 1st, and I have a wait list that you can get on. And then, you'll be able to know right away when we're starting, and, what you need to do to prepare.
I'm so excited about this. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the 90-day money slay, and I hope that everybody watching will also participate in this, because to me, the ability to use our money to leverage our energy is it's going to be more important than ever in the months and years to come. I mean, we're already seeing, people withdrawing their money from businesses that are not doing a good job of supporting equity and supporting, the movements that we're seeing right now, right? Whether that's Black Lives Matter, whether that's, any kind of social justice initiative that's happening, we're seeing people withdrawing their money from companies that are not doing a good job with that. And that has an impact, right? When you are giving 10% of your business revenue to educate young women in Jamaica, like that's huge, right? And we cannot do that until we have conscious sovereignty over our money. And so, if you're tempted to be like, oh, just more, money stuff, blah, 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 don't do that. I'm going to be like the governor of Rhode Island. Cut that out, right? Our fierce Italian mama here in Rhode Island, remember. Knock it off, right? Don't do that, because what you're doing is you're making a lopsided circle of abundance in your life. So you may have abundance elsewhere, but like you said at the beginning of our conversation, Nicole, if the money piece isn't present, you don't have that real fullness in the whole, right? And so everybody, I'm going to be dropping Nicole's links right here in this post. I'll do that as soon as we close out our chat. So you'll be able to connect with her just clicking through on the post, her website, her Facebook page. Definitely join the 90-day Money Slay. I will see you there. And Nicole, is there anything else that you want to share with everyone before we wrap up?
Absolutely. I just want to say thank you, Bryna, for inviting me into your home, into your audience. And I just want to say that don't be scared about the topic of money. Don't be scared to discuss it. Don't be scared to look at it. Don't be scared to, just think about how you would feel if you have that financial peace of mind. You sleep better. You will, maybe be a better mom, be a better business owner, make more profit. Like, there's so much that's beneficial to you becoming a good steward of your money, as you said, Bryna. So that is what 90-Day Money Slay is about. That is what my business is about. That is what I'm about. Just helping as many mompreneurs as possible to get on top of their finances and stay there. So yeah, I'm going to close with that. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for this conversation. And I'm just so excited to see what unfolds for you over the next, months and years. You are amazing. I'm so glad to have connected with you. I'm so glad that everyone here got to meet you. So thank you, Nicole.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye, everyone. Happy Saturday. Bye.
Bye.